I became ill after the birth of my first child, and I had lots of symptoms. The main ones were joint and muscle pain, very painful, and I had dry skin and hair loss and vertigo, which was very frightening. I went to the doctor several times and they did lots of different tests, some of which were thyroid, which came back negative, and I was sent to see several different specialists, a rheumatologist for my muscle pains, and other specialists, none of which helped. They couldn't find out what was wrong with me. I was offered antidepressants, which I didn't want to take because I felt I wasn't depressed. I felt I had a physical problem, and I was fed up because nobody could find out what the problem was. I visited several other kinds of specialists, a reflexologist, homeopath, chiropractor, iridologist. None of them helped at all. Just couldn't find out what was wrong, and this went on for 15 years altogether. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia by the NHS, which nowadays they call fibromyalgia, and there was no treatment for that except painkillers, so I was on painkillers for a very long time. One morning I woke up and there was a lump in my neck, and as you can imagine I was really scared, and I went to the GP and he referred me to an endocrinologist because the lump was in my thyroid. The endocrinologist did several tests. I had a scan of my thyroid, I had more blood tests, and I had a fine needle aspiration, which is where they use a hollow needle to take out the cells of the lump to see whether it's cancer or not. These tests all came back inconclusive, and so they decided that I needed a hemithyroidectomy, which is where they take away half of the thyroid. And so I went in and had my operation, after which they gave me thyroxine, and it was 200 micrograms, which I'd begun reading about and realised it was quite a high dosage, and I was a bit worried about taking it. However, they insisted, and so I took it in the morning, and that evening I was really, really ill. My heart rate was really high, I was sweating profusely, and I was trembling and feeling really, really hot and very poorly. The next day I decided that I was going to take control of my own health, and I reduced the dosage right down, and slowly over the next weeks and months I increased the dosage myself. The symptoms that I'd had over the past 15 years slowly began to disappear, and I began to think that perhaps I'd had hypothyroidism all that time, and in fact when I went back for my checkup to the hospital they said that it's possible that you've had hypothyroidism for a long time, and that's why I was starting to feel better now. Over the next 18 months I gradually got better and better, and most of my symptoms went away. I wouldn't say all of them did, but most of them did, and I could go back to work, which I couldn't do before. I contacted a lady called Diana Holmes, who had been in a similar situation to myself and was now better, and we were campaigning together, writing letters to MPs and organisations to try and change things because we felt there was something wrong with the way thyroid disease was diagnosed. In 1999 I went on to a television programme called Watchdog Health Check, and they came to my house and filmed me, and after that aired I was inundated by letters and emails from people who had the same kind of problems, and I was just amazed at how many people out there really need help in that respect. So we set up a proper committee, and then we set up Thyroid UK in 2001. And we've been helping people ever since who are in a very similar situation to me. Unfortunately, there are many people in the same situation, but we have been managing to help them, and I really hope that Thyroid UK can change things for the better in respect of treatment and diagnosis of thyroid disease.